Hi, I'm Charlotte Curtis, Head of Adult Services with your Livingston Parish Library, here with this week's craft. And you know by now, if you've been watching us for the last couple of months, that anytime you see me, it's going to be a very, very simple craft. And today is no exception. First, I want to show you what you're going to get. When you go by your branch, you will get a craft kit that has a picture frame in it and a lovely bottle of glue. Now, I've heard that lots of us stayed sane during the great shutdown of the spring by working crossword puzzles, yes, but also doing lots and lots of puzzles. So many people started doing puzzles, and the puzzle manufacturers can't keep up with the demand. I know, if you're like me, that most of you, after you work the puzzle, you're sick of it, you don't want to see it again, or if you're really like me, you've lost a piece or two, so even if you did want to work it again, you can't, because you're always going to have that glaring piece taunting you from the middle of the puzzle that it's not there anymore. But we came up with a way that you can still take those puzzle pieces and make something interesting. You're going to make a beautiful picture frame, and it's going to look like this. Elvis does not come included. You get to put your own photograph inside. I just wanted to give you an idea of what it was going to look like. So, to start, you get your frame. Now, you'll notice for this one, the colors kind of go through, all the colors are related. You don't have to do it that way. You can go totally random and just glue any old piece that you want to on. Also, if you wanted to be very minimalist, you could flip them over and have them all be this lovely slate gray. But I kind of like the way that it looks to have the pretty colors on the front, so that's what we did. To get started, I picked out a purple because I liked purple. And then I went through this enormous box and started looking for pieces that had those shades in there. And it's very, very simple because you start in a corner and you just start gluing and going around, and that's it. By the way, if you know what photograph you want to put in your frame, I find it's useful to think about it, because if you're going to have it up and down like this one with Elvis, then that kind of determines the way that you want to glue the pattern of your puzzle pieces. And if you know that it's going to be long ways like this one, it might change. So just think about that. Or not, it really doesn't matter, because you might love Elvis today and tomorrow you decide you want to put Paul Newman in there, and so it's all going to change. All right, let's get going. First piece. By the way, this is washable school glue, so don't worry about getting it all over yourself. See, I always say stuff like that because I always assume that you're like me and I always get it all over myself. But you're probably all very neat people and you would never think of that. So, first piece. And then... Okay, my ugly secret is out. My fabulous assistant Victoria did this one, which is why it's so neat and uniform. This is going to be me doing it, and so it's going to be sloppy. So, if Victoria were here, she would be able to pick up the perfect piece to go next to this one, but she's not. I'm doing it. So, just second piece. And it's kind of like a patchwork quilt. Just make it look pretty, and you're in control, so it doesn't matter. Usually we do a couple on top, on the bottom, and then plop one on top like that. So, and again. Oh, by the way, speaking of things that you can reuse, since that's one thing that we've really tried to do when we're coming up with crafts, next week you've got to watch, because Miss Kathy is going to be back, and she's got a fabulous craft It's another plant hanger. It uses a bleach bottle, and I promise you are not going to believe how fabulous Miss Kathy can make a bleach bottle look. So if you've got a bleach bottle, don't throw it out, because we will give you everything to make the planner except the bleach bottle. So call around if you don't have one, but locate a bleach bottle so that next week you can follow along with Miss Kathy and make your beach bottle planter. So we have had a blast doing these crafts. I hope y'all are too. Thanks, by the way, to everybody that posted pictures of your rag wreath craft last week. I loved seeing those, and I hope that some of you will post pictures of your puzzle frame when you get it done. See, just this little time that we've been working together. You see, they're going to fall off like that, but you're not going to be picking yours up to show people, so it won't matter. And the lovely thing about this school glue is that when it falls off, it doesn't matter. You just stick it all back down. I do emphasize that you do need to let it sit. Don't try to pick it up. Just let it lie like that. This, of course, was surprise. Victoria started this one, which is why, see, she has all of her dark blues together, then going to her lighter blues, and then the kind of variegated. But the plan was that I was going to take over and finish it up, and we'll just see. Don't tell her how much I messed it up. There we go. We love reading the comments, too, that y'all are putting in about the craft videos, as well as anything else. The good thing, and that sounds silly to say the good thing, because none of us planned to have our summer reading program like this at the beginning of the year. But since that's the way everything turned out and we've had to do it, one of the things that we've really appreciated is the feedback that we get from you, our patrons, because so many of you have taken time to comment on our Facebook page, to tell us what you liked, or if there was something you didn't like, you let us know about that too. And that's really important, because we can't fix something if we know that, unless we know it's broken. So if there's something that we're not doing that you think you'd like to see us do, please let us know. If you have ideas about the types of programs that you'd like to see us do, please let us know that too. One of the things that we've really enjoyed with all of our virtual programming is that it gave us the chance to try some things that we've never done before. One of the ones I'm most excited about is a program that I hope you saw last week. It's called Talking About Books. It airs every Thursday. And when I say it airs every Thursday, I mean that's when we post the video for the first time at 1 o'clock. But it's just like the craft videos. They stay online, so you can always go back if you miss one or if you want to see it again. Last week, we featured our library director, Giovanni Taroff, talking about some books that were important to him growing up, and talking about his experiences going to the library. And you might say, well, yeah, of course he found books and libraries to be important. I mean, he grew up to be a library director. This week's guest may surprise you, because it's our very own parish president, Leighton Ricks. He's talking about the impacts that books and reading had on him growing up, and talks about how important reading was to him as a father, reading to his own kids, and now as a grandfather. So I think you're going to enjoy seeing that side of our parish president. And next week, you're going to be really surprised, because our guest is our sheriff, Jason Ard, and he's talking about his influential book, as well as the impact of reading and why reading is important and all that. But I have to tell you, of all the people that I've interviewed, I was most surprised by his choice of book. It's perfect, but you got to stay tuned and see, because I think you're really going to enjoy it. And you see, it just does not take long at all to glue these pieces on. And we've been trying to show you things that you can do with kind of leftover items that you might have around your house. And you really are going to love next week's craft video with Miss Kathy and that bleach bottle. So don't throw away a bleach bottle. If you still need one, hunt one up, because that bleach bottle planter that Miss Kathy will show you how to make next week is going to be something that you're really going to love. So I don't want to pick this up because I don't want the pieces to fall off. These have been glued down long enough that I can now pick this up, and you can see after you finish gluing all your pieces on, make sure that you leave it flat and let it dry. And you can see from this it only takes about 5 minutes or so from the time you glued on your last piece for the pieces to be stuck on enough that they're not going to go wiggling and falling off. And when you get finished, it's really interesting because just gluing this much cardboard onto a wiggly foam frame really makes it substantial. So it works very well sideways or up and down. So thanks again to all of you who took the time last week to post some pictures of the rag wreath that you made. I hope that this week I'll get to see some pictures of your picture frames. So please do post those to our Facebook page and share. If you're enjoying the crafts and you're enjoying the interviews, please share us on your Facebook page and let your friends know about what we're doing at your Livingston Parish Library. This is Charlotte Curtis. Have fun.